Hello students, welcome to our APS classes. As all we know that this is our foundation course especially for the students from 9 to 12. And in our today's lecture we will discuss about the chapter number 12, that is for class 11, and the name of the chapter is Mineral Nutrition, and this is the chapter for class 11. And in our today's lecture we will discuss important notes regarding this chapter. So let us start with our chapter Mineral Nutrition. तो बेटे जैसे कि आप सभी जानते हैं मिनरल न्यूट्रिशन क्या होते हैं. मिनरल्स, दैट मीन्स मिनरल्स आर एब्जॉर्ब्ड बाय द रूट्स फ्रॉम द सॉइल. वाटर एंड मिनरल्स both are absorbed by the roots from the soil, and after that they are transported to the various parts of the plants. उसके बाद वो मिनरल और जो आपके न्यूट्रिएंट्स होते हैं वो प्लांट्स के वेरियस पार्ट्स में करते हैं ट्रांसपोर्ट हो जाते हैं. तो आज जो चैप्टर है हमारा मिनरल न्यूट्रिशन, इसी कंसर्न में हम आगे जो है वो आज पढ़ेंगे कि मिनरल न्यूट्रिशन जो है वो होता क्या है. तो मिनरल न्यूट्रिशन जो है इट इज द स्टडी ऑफ द मिनरल न्यूट्रिशन इज द स्टडी ऑफ द सोर्स. मिनरल न्यूट्रिशन इज द स्टडी ऑफ द सोर्स, mode of absorption, distribution and metabolism of the various inorganic substances, and these substances, inorganic substances, are in the form of minerals by the plants for their growth, development, structure, physiology as well as reproduction. So this is known about mineral nutrition. Further, what are the various methods to study the mineral requirements of the plant? That means there are various methods that are adopted for the study by the mineral requirements of the plants. First is hydroponics. What do you mean by hydroponics? So here hydroponics is the technique of growing plants. Hydroponics is the technique of the growing plants in nutrient solutions to complete in the absence or complete absence of the soil, and this method is used to determine the nutrients that are essential for the growth of the plants. So here hydroponics, or by this technique, this method that is the hydroponic, that is used to determine the nutrients, whatever the nutrients that are used by the plants for their growth. In this method plant is cultured, especially in the soil free defined mineral solution, and these methods require purified water as well as water nutrients or mineral nutrients. Essential elements जो होते हैं उनको हम आइडेंटिफाइड करते हैं as well as their deficiency symptoms that are discovered by the hydroponics methods. These are specially discovered by the hydroponics method. तो यहाँ बेटे आप इन नोट्स को जो है आप अपने नोटबुक्स में नोट कर सकते हैं कि मिनरल न्यूट्रिशन क्या होती है, मिनरल न्यूट्रिशन का कंसेप्ट क्या है. उसके बाद व्हाट आर द वेरियस मेथड्स दैट आर यूज्ड टू स्टडी द मिनरल रिक्वायरमेंट्स ऑफ द प्लांट्स, और स्पेशली उसके लिए हम एक हाइड्रोपोनिक्स टेक्निक का यूज करते हैं. हाइड्रोपोनिक्स जो एक ऐसी टेक्निक है जो कि स्पेशली यूज की जाती है फॉर द ग्रोइंग प्लांट्स के लिए, और उसमें हम किस चीज को जस्टिफाई करते हैं, न्यूट्रिएंट सॉल्यूशन को टू कंप्लीट द एब्सेंस ऑफ द सॉइल. And this method is used to determine the nutrients of the plants that are present in case of the plants. और essential elements जो होते हैं that are identified as well as the deficiency symptoms, and these are discovered by the hydroponics methods, and it is also used for the commercial production, especially for the vegetables like tomato and cucumber. So here बेटा इन नोट्स को आप नोट कर ले. मिनरल न्यूट्रिशन करते हैं, उसके बाद हम कौन से मेथड्स को अडॉप्ट करते हैं टू स्टडी द मिनरल रिक्वायरमेंट्स ऑफ द प्लांट्स, और उसमें हमने स्पेशली जो टेक्निक देखी है दैट इज द हाइड्रोपोनिक्स टेक्निक. नेक्स्ट, व्हाट आर द एसेंशियल एलिमेंट्स, एंड एसेंशियल एलिमेंट्स आर आइडेंटिफाइड एंड देयर डेफिशिएंसी सिम्पटम्स. These are discovered by the hydroponics method. Discovered by the hydroponics methods. And it is also used for the production of the vegetables such as cucumber as well as tomato. So here beta, this is the hydroponic method, and this is the nutrient solution here. This is the nutrient solution, and in the nutrient solution, this is the plant that is to be dipped in this nutrient solution, and here this is the this is the specially funnel that is used for adding water as well as nutrients. So here this funnel absorbs the nutrients as well as water from this nutrient solution. And here this is the cotton and this is the aerating tube that is to be dipped in the nutrient solution. After the essential elements, next is the essential mineral nutrients. What are the very essential mineral nutrients that are used for the growth of the plant? About 65 elements are found in the different plants. So here different 65 elements that are to be used in case of the plants. Following criteria is used to determine the essentiality of an element. That means we have to adopt a special criteria for the essentiality of an element. So essential elements or the elements must be absolutely necessary for the normal growth as well as reproduction to complete their life cycle. And next is the requirement of the elements must be specific. जो requirements है elements की that should be specific and it is to be replaceable. वो जो एक requirement होगी it is always specific and that requirement must be replaceable according to the term and conditions of the plants. So here elements must be directly involved in the metabolism of the plants. That means for the metabolism of the plants, different elements they are to be directly involved in case of the metabolism of the plants. So here mainly there are 17 nutrients that are used for the growth as well as development of the plants, and these nutrients are to be classified into two categories. First is the macronutrients and the second one is the micronutrients. And in case of the macronutrients, various macronutrients are carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, potassium, calcium and magnesium. So here these are the various types of the macronutrients. Second one is the micronutrients, and the various micronutrients are iron, manganese, copper, molybdenum, zinc, boron, carbon, not carbon but chlorine, nitrogen and iodine. So here there are two types of the nutrients. One is the macronutrients and the second one is the micronutrients. In case of the macronutrients, various elements are to be used, that is carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, potassium, calcium and magnesium. But in case of the micronutrients, iron, manganese, copper, molybdenum, zinc, boron, chlorine as well as nickel. So here these are the various types of the macronutrients as well as micronutrients. Next is macronutrients that are present in case of the plant tissues, but it is present in very larger quantity, and carbon, hydrogen and oxygen is obtained from the water. Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, these are directly obtained from the water, and these rest are absorbed from the soil. Only carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, these are obtained from the water, and rest of the elements these are absorbed by the soil. And micronutrients are trace nutrients that are required in a very small quantity, whereas macronutrients, these are required in a very large quantity. But in case of the micronutrients, these are to be used by the plants but in a very small quantity. On the basis of the diverse functions, essential elements are divided into the following categories. That means according to the diverse conditions, these essential elements are divided into the following categories. So there are many different types of the categories of the essential elements. These are the essential elements, and here different categories are to be adopted by the essential elements. One is the components of the biomolecules, and in the components of the biomolecules, especially hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen, these are the components of the biomolecules. Second one is the components of the energy that is related with the chemical compounds. Elements are magnesium, phosphorus in ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. Next is activate or inhibitor enzyme. activate or inhibitor enzyme, and the elements involved in the activate or inhibitor enzyme or inhibit enzyme, that is zinc and magnesium. Next essential element is alter the osmotic potential of cell, that is potassium. Alter the osmotic potential of the cell, that is potassium. So here beta, these are the macronutrients as well as micronutrients. Macronutrients, these are present in the plant tissues, but they are present in a very large quantity, especially carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. These are obtained from the water, and rest of the macronutrients, these are absorbed from the soil. And here micronutrients, these are the trace elements or the nutrients, but these are present in a very small quantity. And here, on the basis of the diverse function essential elements, these are specially divided into the following categories. Especially there are 4 categories. On the basis of these essential elements are to be categorized. तो बेटे यहाँ पर आप इनको नोट कर सकते हैं कि मैक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट्स क्या है और माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट्स क्या है. डाइवर्स फंक्शंस के ऊपर एसेंशियल एलिमेंट्स को हमने फॉलोइंग कैटेगरीज में डिवाइड किया हुआ है, और वो 4 कैटेगरीज हैं जिनके यहाँ पर हमने इनको डिवाइड किया हुआ है. So here these are the macronutrients as well as micronutrients. Next is role of the macro and the micronutrients. After the completion of the macronutrients as well as micronutrients, after the most important topic, that is the what is the role of the macronutrient as well as micronutrient. Essential elements, these are present in the various metabolic processes in the plants, and here various metabolic processes, they are to be performed in the plants, and these essential elements, they have to play an important role in the various metabolic processes of the plants. And these various metabolic processes such as permeability of the cell membrane, this is the major metabolic process that is to be occurred in the plants, and the metabolic process is permeability of the cell membrane. Second is maintenance of the osmotic potential, how the osmotic potential of the plants is to be maintained. So these are the various metabolic processes that are to be occurred in the plants, and here essential elements plays an important role regarding these metabolic processes such as permeability of the cell membrane as well as maintenance of the osmotic potential. Second one is act as a major constituent of macromolecule as well as coenzyme. Here essential elements, these plays an important constituent of the macromolecules as well as coenzyme. Next is various functions as well as forms of the essential elements. What are the various forms as well as functions of the essential nutrients? First is the nitrogen. First is the nitrogen. Nitrogen required by the plants. This is the most important function of the nitrogen. That is, nitrogen is to be required by the plants, but it is required in a very greatest amount, and it is absorbed by the plants such as nitrogen dioxide, nitrate as well as ammonium ion, that is NH4 positive. And it is one of the major constituent of the proteins, nucleic acids as well as vitamins. So it is the major constituents of the proteins, nucleic acids as well as vitamins. Next is phosphorus. What is phosphorus? So here phosphorus is again absorbed by the plants, just same as in case of the nitrogen, because nitrogen is also absorbed by the plants, but it is absorbed in a very greatest amount, such as in the form of nitrogen dioxide, nitrate as well as ammonium ion. And it is one of the major constituents of the nucleic acids, vitamins as well as proteins. And again phosphorus, it is absorbed by the plants from the soil, especially in the form of phosphate, and it is a major constituent of the cell membrane. It is a major constituent of the cell membrane. And all the nucleic acids as well as nucleides, they are required phosphorus. Next is potassium. Potassium, it is absorbed as potassium ions, that is in the form of K positive ions. And it helps to maintain the cation-anion balance in the cell. Cation as well as anion balance in the cell. So this is the major function of the potassium, and it is involved especially in the protein synthesis, opening as well as closing of the stomata. That is, opening as well as closing of the stomata is only done with the help of this potassium. Next is calcium. Calcium is absorbed by the plants from the soil in the form of calcium ions. In the form of calcium ions, here Ca2 positive. So these are the calcium ions that are absorbed by the plants, and these are absorbed by the plants from the soil, especially in the form of Ca2 positive ions, that is calcium ions, and it is used in the synthesis of the cell wall. Used in the synthesis of cell wall, and it activates certain enzymes that are present in case of the plants. So these are the various functions of the essential nutrients. तो यहाँ पे नोट कर सकते हैं जो various forms और functions है हमारे essential nutrients के. पहला हमने पढ़ा है nitrogen, second one is phosphorus, third one is potassium, and the fourth one is the calcium. Next is magnesium. So here magnesium is, this is the magnesium. Magnesium is again absorbed by the plants in the form of Mg2 positive ions. Mg2 positive ions. And it activates the enzymes especially for the respiration, photosynthesis, and involved in the synthesis of DNA as well as RNA. DNA and RNA. So here magnesium plays an important role in the synthesis of DNA as well as RNA, and it is the major constituent of the chlorophyll, and chlorophyll is present in case of the green plant. So here magnesium is the main constituent of the chlorophyll. यहाँ पर आपका क्वेश्चन बन सकता है कि which is the main constituent of the chlorophyll. So here magnesium is the main constituent of the chlorophyll. Next is a sulfur, and sulfur is also obtained by the plants, especially in the form of the sulfates, that is SO4 2 negative, and it is present in the amino acids. Sulfur especially present in the amino acids, and these amino acids are cysteine as well as methionine, and it is the main constituent of the coenzymes and the vitamins. Next is iron. Iron is also obtained in the form of the ferric ions, and the formula of the ferric ion is Fe3 positive, and it is the important constituent of the proteins involved in the transport system. Next is manganese. It is obtained in the form of Mn2 positive ions. So it is observed in the form of Mn2 positive ions. And the main function of the manganese is to splitting of the water to liberate hydrogen and oxygen during the process of the photosynthesis. Liberate hydrogen and oxygen especially during the process of the photosynthesis. Next is zinc. Zinc is obtained by the plants in the form of Zn2 positive ions, and it activates enzymes like carboxylases. And it is needed in the form of the oxygen. Next is copper, and here copper is absorbed by the plants especially in the form of cupric ions, and the formula of cupric ions is Cu2 positive ions. It is involved in the various metabolic activities as well as redox reactions. Next is boron, and it is absorbed as a borate as well as B4O7 negative. B4O7 negative ions, and it is required for the uptake of the calcium, cell elongation as well as pollen germination. Next is chlorine. Chlorine, it is absorbed in the form of Cl negative ions, determines the solute concentration and splitting of the water during the process of the photosynthesis. So it is the again main important function of the chlorine. So chlorine determines the concentration as well as splitting of the water molecules in the during the process of the photosynthesis. So here there are various essential elements that are involved in case of the plants, and various functions that are performed by the plants during the process of the photosynthesis. And after the various functions of the essential elements that are performed in case of the plants, and next our important topic is the deficiency symptoms of the essential elements. पहले जो हमने पढ़े वो हमने ये पढ़े कि वेरियस फंक्शंस क्या होते हैं एसेंशियल एलिमेंट्स के वेरियस प्लांट्स के पार्ट्स के लिए। उसके बाद अब जो नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है कि कौन कौन से वेरियस डेफिशिएंसी सिम्टम्स हैं हमारे जो कि एसेंशियल एलिमेंट्स के जो हम प्लांट्स में देखे जाते हैं। पहला जो हमारा डेफिशिएंसी सिम्टम्स है इन केस ऑफ द एसेंशियल एलिमेंट्स वो है व्हेन सप्लाई ऑफ द एसेंशियल एलिमेंट्स becomes limited. After that plants growth is to be retarded. This is the major deficiency symptoms of the essential elements. When the supply of the essential elements becomes limited, then the growth of the plant becomes to be retarded. So here the concentration of the essential elements below which plant's growth is retarded, that process is known as critical concentration. That process is known as critical concentration. Next is in the absence of any particular element, various essential elements आपको बताए गए हमने पढ़े हैं, उनमें से किसी भी essential elements की अगर absence होती है या किसी particular element की absence पाई जाती है, at that time plant shows certain morphological changes. उस दौरान जो plants होंगे उनमें कोई ना कोई certain morphological changes होंगे वो occur करेंगे किसी भी एक essential element की कमी होने की वजह से। This morphological changes are called as deficiency symptoms. The parts of the plants that shows the deficiency symptoms depends upon the mobility of the elements in the plants. So here elements that are actively mobilized are nitrogen, magnesium and potassium. Shows the deficiency in the older region. And on the other hand, symptoms appear first in the young region. In the elements they are relatively immobile. For example, calcium, and not transmitted out of the mature tissue. Next is kinds of the deficiency syndromes are as follows. Here this is the deficiency disease, these are the symptoms, and here deficient elements. Suppose your deficiency disease is chlorosis. So here the symptoms of the chlorosis is loss of the chlorophyll, and that loss of chlorophyll leading to the yellowing of the leaves. Deficient elements are nitrogen, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, iron, manganese, zinc as well as molybdenum. Next deficiency disease is necrosis. Next deficiency disease is necrosis. And the symptoms of the necrosis is death of tissue leaf. Death of the tissue leaf. And the deficient elements are calcium, magnesium, copper as well as potassium. Next deficiency disease is stunted plant growth. Here the symptoms of the stunted plant growth is loss or less height of the plant. That means plant's growth is not high, but in that case when the stunted plant growth is the deficiency disease, in that case the symptoms appear are the less height of the plant, and the deficient elements are iron and potassium. Next, premature fall of the leaves and the buds. Here the symptoms are falling of the leaves and the buds. Deficient elements are phosphorus, magnesium and copper. Next, deficiency disease is inhibition of cell division. This is the next deficiency disease, and the various deficiency diseases regarding the inhibition of cell division, the symptoms are less elongation in case of the stem, and the deficient elements are low level of the sodium, potassium, sulfur as well as molybdenum. So here this is the kinds of the disease syndromes or deficiency syndromes. And various deficiency syndromes are chlorosis, necrosis, stunted plant growth, premature of the fallen of the leaves and the buds as well as inhibition of the cell division. Next is deficiency of any element may cause many symptoms. किसी भी एक प्लांट में किसी भी चीज की किसी भी एसेंशियल एलिमेंट्स का कम होना पाया जाता है तो वो एक डेफिशिएंसी सिम्टम्स का रूप ले लेता है। ये डेफिशिएंसी सिम्टम्स जो होते हैं ये सेम सिम्टम्स भी हो सकते हैं, मैनी सिम्टम्स भी हो सकते हैं, बट दीज आर कॉज्ड बाय द डिफरेंट एलिमेंट्स। These are caused by the different elements. To identify the different deficient elements, various symptoms are compared. अगर हमें किसी प्लांट्स में किसी डेफिशिएंट सिम्टम्स को अगर ढूंढना है तो उसके लिए हमें कंपैरिजन करना पड़ेगा, ये कंपेयर करना पड़ेगा एक स्टैंडर्ड चार्ट को, जिसकी हेल्प से हम वेरियस डेफिशिएंसी सिम्टम्स जो होंगे किसी भी प्लांट के हम उसको क्या कर सकते हैं, जस्टिफाई कर सकते हैं। टॉक्सिसिटी ऑफ मैक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट्स toxicity of micronutrients in higher doses. Here, any tissue concentration which reduces dry weight tissue by 10%, that is called as toxic concentration. That is called as toxic concentration. And here the critical toxic concentration is different from the different element. ये नहीं हम कह सकते हैं कि जो critical toxic concentration है वो सभी plants के लिए same होगी, बट इन केस जहां पर हमारी क्रिटिकल टॉक्सिक कंसेंट्रेशन होगी वो सभी प्लांट्स के लिए वो क्या होगी, वो डिफरेंट होगी। दैट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द प्लांट एंड मैकेनिज्म ऑफ द एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ द प्लांट्स, उसके ऊपर भी वो निर्भर करती है। इट टेक्स प्लेस इन टू फेजेस। One, in the first phase there is a rapid intake of the ions that occurs in the free space or outer space of the cell, and that process is known as apoplast. That process is known as apoplast. And in the second phase में क्या होगा, ions are taken slowly into the inner space and the process is known as symplast. That process is known as symplast of the cell. Next is passive movement of the ions in the apoplast occurs through ion channels and the transmembrane protein. Through the ion channels as well as transmembrane proteins. Whereas on the other hand, movement of the ions into the symplast, that is, occurs by the expenditure of the energy. It occurs by the expenditure of energy, especially by the active process. And the movement of the ions is called as the flux. यहाँ पर एक क्वेश्चन बन जाता है आपका एक नंबर का कि what do you mean by the term flux? तो flux जो है it is known as the movement of the ions. जहाँ ions की movement होती है at that time that process is known as flux. And the inward movement is called as influx. जो अंदर की तरफ को जो movement होगी that movement is known as influx and the outward movement is known as efflux. So this is the major difference between the influx as well as efflux. When the inward movement, that movement is known as influx, and when the outward movement, that movement is known as efflux. So here translocation of the solutes occurs through the xylem along with the ascending stream of the water. Next is soil as a reservoir of essential elements. Soil as a reservoir of the essential elements. How can we say that soil acts as a reservoir of the essential elements? And if there is no soil present, so what is the criteria of the soil as a reservoir of the essential elements? So most of the nutrients required for the growth and development is obtained from the soil by the roots. तो आपको पता है कि मैक्सिमम प्लांट्स होते हैं वो ग्रो करते हैं, बट दीज प्लांट्स ग्रो विद द हेल्प ऑफ द absorption of the water and minerals from the soil, and these water and minerals are absorbed by the roots from the soil, and after that they can be transmitted to the various parts of the plant. यहाँ पर वही लिखा हुआ है soil by the roots, and these minerals are formed by weathering of the rocks. This is the most important criteria of the minerals, and the minerals, these are formed by the weathering of the rocks. Soil also harbors nitrogen fixing bacteria, other microbes, hold water as well as supplies airs to the roots. And after that, the deficiency of the essential elements affects the crop yield. So fertilizers are used to supplement these elements. Next is metabolism of the nitrogen. How metabolism of the nitrogen takes place? Nitrogen is the most prevalent element in the living world along with the carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, and it is the main constituent of the proteins, nucleic acids, fats, hormones as well as enzymes. And the process of conversion of nitrogen into ammonia is known as nitrogen fixation. So here nitrogen fixation का जो process होता है वो क्या होता है, जिस process में हम convert करते हैं nitrogen को directly ammonia में, that process is known as nitrogen fixation. And in nature, lightning and ultraviolet radiations, they provide the energy to convert the atmospheric nitrogen, वो atmospheric nitrogen को convert करते हैं nitrogen oxide में, such as NO, NO2 as well as N2O, इसमें convert करते हैं वो उसको. Industrial combustion जो होती है, it forest fire as well as automobiles along with the thermal power plants produce the nitrogen oxides, and the decomposition of the organic nitrogen of the dead plants and the animals into the ammonia, that process is known as ammonification. Here this is the most important criteria regarding the metabolism of the nitrogen, that is the decomposition of the organic nitrogens of the dead as well as plants and the animals into ammonia, that process is known as ammonification. This is the most important process regarding the metabolism of the nitrogen. Next is ammonia is first oxidized to nitrite by the bacteria, and that bacteria is known as Nitrosomonas or as well as Nitrococcus, that further oxidized to nitrate with the help of the bacteria, and that bacteria is known as Nitrobacter. This process is called as nitrification. तो यहाँ पर जो हमारी रिएक्शन इन्वॉल्व हुई है बेटा, that is 2NH3 plus 3 molecules of oxygen give rise to 2NO2 plus 2H positive 2 molecules of water. Next 2NO2 negative plus O2 give rise to 2 molecules of nitrate ion. Nitrates जो है, these are formed or absorbed by the plants and transported to the leaves. Nitrates they converts into the free nitrogen by the process of denitrification and by the bacteria, that is Pseudomonas as well as Thiobacillus. And the next important topic here is reduction of the nitrogen to ammonia, that is by the living organisms, and this process is known as biological nitrogen fixation. Biological nitrogen fixation. The enzymes nitrogenase is present in the prokaryotic organisms and into the nitrogen fixation, nitrogen fixer. तो यहाँ पर जो एंजाइम नाइट्रोजनेस है जो कि स्पेशली प्रेजेंट है प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल्स में या प्रोकैरियोटिक ऑर्गेनिजम्स में, उस प्रोसेस को क्या कहा जाता है? नाइट्रोजन फिक्सर. दिस इज द equation. Nitrogenase converts into ammonia. Nitrogen fixing microbes may be symbiotic, that is rhizobium, or free living. Free living are nostoc. Azotobacter and Anabaena. Symbiotic biological nitrogen fixation जो भी, that includes the legume bacteria relationship, and in which the rod-shaped rhizobium lives with the symbiotic relation with the nodules of the leguminous plant. Central portion of the nodule is filled. central portion of the nodule is pink or red, and the central portion of the nodule is pink or red. But how we can say that the central portion of the nodule is pink or red? It is red or pink due to the presence of the leguminous hemoglobin or the red hemoglobin. By this, the central portion of the nodule is pink or the red. Next is nodule formation involves sequence of interaction between the root and the rhizobium. So rhizobia increases in number as well as it attaches with the epidermis of the roots, and the root hairs, curls as well as bacteria invade it. And an infection thread that is formed and it carries the bacteria into the cortex of the root. It converts or it carries the bacteria into the cortex of the root. Next is nodule formation starts, especially the cortex of the roots. And here bacteria is released from the thread to cells, and after that it leads to the formation of specialized nitrogen fixing cells. And nodule establish especially direct vascular connection with the host, and especially for the exchange of the nutrients. तो यहाँ पर जो भी उनका हम उसको स्पेशली डायरेक्टली कन्वर्ट या कनेक्ट करते हैं उस नोड्यूल को वाटर कनेक्शन के साथ, और उस वाटर कनेक्शन के साथ हम उसको क्यों नोड्यूल को एस्टेब्लिश करते हैं? क्योंकि वो क्या करता है, वो एक्सचेंज ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स जो हैं उनमें वो हेल्प करता है. इस वजह से आप नोड्यूल को जो है वो डायरेक्टली एस्टेब्लिश करते हैं वेस्कुलर कनेक्शन के साथ विद द होस्ट. So this is the nodule contains all the necessary biochemical components like enzymes and leg hemoglobin. So here these are the enzymes. Nitrogenases is the molybdenum iron protein and catalyzes the conversion of the atmospheric nitrogen into the ammonia. So here beta, these are the soil particles, these are the root hairs, and here this is the bacteria. These are the various types of the bacteria. Here these are the bacteria, and this is the hook. But in case there is an infection thread that is to be connecting with the bacteria, and here this is the inner cortex and the parietal cells under the division. And here this is the mature nodule. This is the structure of the mature nodule. तो बेटे हम नोट कर सकते हैं आपकी जो एंजाइम नाइट्रोजनेज है is a molybdenum iron protein and it catalyzes the conversion of the atmospheric nitrogen into the ammonia. Next is the reaction is as follows. Reaction जो है वो क्या होगी? This is nitrogen plus 8 electrons plus 8 molecules of H positive plus 16 molecules of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. So here the enzyme nitrogenase is highly sensitive to the molecular oxygen and it needs the anaerobic condition. Anaerobic condition means in the absence of the oxygen. To protect the enzyme from the oxygen, this nodule, it always contains an oxygen squenger, and that process is known as leg hemoglobin. And here with the next, जो ammonia है, it is synthesized by the nitrogenous enzyme, and it requires the large amount of the energy, that is 80 molecules of ATP to reach NS3 is produced at that time. Ammonia is produced at that time. This is the substrate, and here the substrate is nitrogenous gas, that is N2, nitrogen gas, that is the N2, and here it is the enzyme nitrogenase. This is the binding of the substrate, and next the process is to be reduced, or the reduction process is used, and here there is addition of 2 molecules of hydrogen. So here nitrogen is binding up with the hydrogen, and again the next process is reduction. plus 2 molecules of hydrogen is there, and here is the reduction, and nitrogen is directly binded up with the hydrogen, and here nitrogen is binded up with the hydrogen. Their free nitrogenous can bind another molecules of the nitrogen, क्योंकि यहाँ पर जो free nitrogenase है, these can be directly bind with the another molecules of the nitrogen, and here this is the product of the ammonia, that is NH3, and these are the various releasing products. These are the various releasing products. Next is fate of the ammonia. At physiological, ammonia is converted into ammonium ions, and here the ammonium ions is NH4 positive. At physiological pH, ammonia is converted into ammonium ions, and the formula of the ammonium ions is NH4 positive, and it is very toxic for the plants. It is very toxic for the plants in larger concentration, and ammonium ions is converted into the amino acids, especially by the two methods. यहाँ पर हम इसको अमाइनो एसिड्स में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं, बट इट कैन बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू द अमाइनो एसिड्स विद द हेल्प ऑफ द टू मेथड्स. टू मेथड्स हम इसमें अडॉप्ट करेंगे. फर्स्ट मेथड इज द रिडक्टिव एमिनेशन एंड द सेकंड वन इज द ट्रांस एमिनेशन. दीज आर द two methods by which we can converted ammonium into the amino acids. First is the reductive amination and the second one is the trans amination. रिडक्टिव एमिनेशन में क्या होगा बेटे कि इसमें अमोनिया जो होगा वो डायरेक्टली रिएक्ट करेगा अल्फा कीटो ग्लूट्रिक एसिड के साथ, अल्फा कीटो ग्लूट्रिक एसिड के साथ, और आफ्टर दैट इट फॉर्म्स द ग्लूटामिक एसिड. After that it forms the glutamic acid. So here this is the alpha keto glutaric acid plus ammonium ions, and next is NADPH. Transamination में क्या होगा? It involves the transfer of the amino group from the amino acids to the keto group or keto acids, and glutamic acid is the main amino acids from which it transfers of the ammonia takes place, and other amino acids are formed by the transamination. So here the enzyme transamination catalyzes all such the reactions. So two important amides, that is asparagine as well as glutamine. Asparagine as well as glutamine, they are formed in the plants as structural part of the proteins, and they are formed from the aspartic acid and glutamic acid by the addition of the another amino group into it. So this is the fate of the ammonia, that is at the physiological pH ammonia is directly converted into the ammonium ions, and it is toxic to the plants in very larger concentration, and ammonia is directly converted into the amino acid by the two methods. One is the reductive amination and the second one is the trans amination. But in case of the reductive amination, in this process ammonia is reacted with the alpha keto glutaric acid and it forms glutamic acid. Second one is the trans amination, and it again involves the transfer of the amino group into the amino acids, और उसके बाद वो एक कीटो एसिड की फॉर्म में भी उसको कन्वर्ट करता है, और ग्लूटामिक एसिड जो होता है वो एक मेन कांस्टेंट है हमारा किस चीज का, अमाइनो एसिड्स का, जो भी ट्रांसफर करता है हमारा अमोनियम को और टेक्स प्लेस करता है अनदर अमाइनो एसिड्स में. आफ्टर दैट इट फॉर्म्स बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ द ट्रांस एमिनेशन. सो हियर बेटा दीज आर द special notes regarding the chapter number 12 for class 11th, and the name of the chapter is mineral nutrition. So once again, good night to all the students.